Okay, let's go.
That's not.
Hit me.
Sashi.
Puki Jushin Metotam Rira Vingshin Inde Gempadi Sangye Shindu Mite Uargi Drokunanda Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Niryatayami
Sangye.
Chidam Soki Chonam La Changchu Pardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye.
Chidam Soki Chonam La Changchu Pardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Dola Benchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye.
Chudam Soki Chonam La Changchu Pardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Dola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Om Yam Hum. Okay, here we go. We were talking about the 8 components of the one day vow, yeah. But the Pratimoksha vows also break down into 8. So there are 2 8s here. And we are still covering we just covered the basic 4, the foundational 4. Killing a finished human or a fetus. Yeah, that's the stealing.
Anything more than 1/4 card.
Yes, something of value, and thinking it's mine at the end, and then sexual misconduct, basically intercourse. Okay, with normally, yeah.
Can't be bad.
Yeah, by the way, you see, it's not about adultery in the one day vow.
Yeah.
Got it? It's not about adultery. It's not about someone else's wife or husband, which it is normally. In the one day vow, and as we will see, the motivation is to withdraw your sense organs. So it's any kind of sexual activity. Okay?
They don't talk about masturbation.
Sorry,
They did not seem to mention it.
Yeah, but I would say the intent of the one day vow is, as we'll see, is to withdraw the sense powers. So that would cover that. I'm not getting it. It's not coming up.
When you close your computer, it went on.
Did you?
No.
It's not witness for me.
Well, this is also. Is this in a mode that is
Do you want to press?
non-receptive?
Do you see the small remote, Isabel?
Yeah.
So that's
Over there. Yeah, that one. Just press one side of it.
Which side?
That side.
One.
That
That side.
So just below the buttons. Below the button.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or above, maybe. Yeah. There.
Ah,
Ooh,
that's
look
kinda
at that.
interesting.
Oh, it's coming.
Schmancy.
All right, I learned something.
This is mode. It wasn't a mode.
Great. Okay, I'm sorry. So, Dile Shembe Sokchak Shen Supa, killing other kinds of living beings than this,
Human fetus.
humans or human fetus. Okay, killing cows, killing pigs, killing your mother-in-law. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, it's not part of this vow. Okay, it's not part of the one day vow. Not killing an animal is not the point of the one day vow of not killing. One day vow. Okay. And Zaitamo, Kua. Kua means to steal.
Subtler, littler stuff.
Smaller stuff. Smaller. There's Zay used for stuff.
stuff.
in a more colloquial sense. Okay, like something like a pen, taking a pen out of a government office or a bank or something, post office. Okay, that you didn't break the vow. Dun mepa zun sig tu mawa. Lying. Okay, zun sig means words of lying. Which are dun mepa. So dun mepa normally means meaningless. But here it means don't involve that object. What was the object?
Your spiritual.
Yeah, your spiritual practice. Okay, so what he's saying is lying about things which are not of substance, meaning your spiritual practice. Lying about other things. So be careful here. It doesn't mean meaningless speech, because we're not talking about that one anyway. We're talking about lying. So it doesn't mean meaningless here. It means something which is not true about other things, but not your spiritual practice. Okay? Deda kyang. Now, he doesn't say they're not covered by this vow. It's understood. But he says they're also kanamatoas. Say kanamatoa. It's one word, kanamatoa. And it means migewa. It means a bad deed. So you can say dikpa, you can say migewa, you can say kanamatoa. And the implication of kanamatoa is reprehensible. People would criticize it. Okay, it means bad deed, but the emphasis is on other people would criticize it. Good people would criticize it. Criticizable action, kanamatoa, but it means bad deed. Yimbe, they are also kanamatoas, so you got to give them up anyway. Okay, banga. So he doesn't say whether in the one-day vow. What do you think? He says, since they are kanamatoas, you have to stop them. But he didn't say also.
Like in addition,
He didn't say also. Yeah. But does he mean during that one day?
I guess.
He means in
They're
general,
talking
right?
about the one day vow.
I feel like he's talking in general.
Yeah.
But you have to translate it in a way that people could take it to be he's talking about the one day vow. What he's saying is, okay, I have defined for you killing in the one day vow as a human or a fetus. But come on, other things? Kill a cow on that day? Are you going to kill a cow on that day? Are you going to lie about something else? So you have to get this feeling, Are you going to knowingly steal a pen on that day? Okay, so I think he's being a lama, He says, technically, you have to steal something over $10. But what, are you going to steal something else? But he doesn't say either way. He doesn't say it clearly. He just says, that's also a bad thing to do, Like he's implying that maybe you shouldn't do that either. Okay, so when you translate it, you have to have this feeling. It's not easy. And in a foreign language. Okay, Yenlak Shini. Now I'll tell you the second 4 things you have to give up in the 8 of the one day vow. Okay? And they are called the secondary 4. Yenlak 4. Okay, Yenlak. Anga. Melcheto, which is half of a line. Okay, we had the first half of a line up here. Where are you? Yeah, Sawashin was half a line. Half a line. Now we get the second half of this line. Melcheto. Changtung Karso Tenso Donchidu Kasi Yenlashi. Very famous. Okay. Let's just look at it. Melki Chi. Melki Chi Den. This is tricky. These two, okay? Melki. So somewhere in here is 2 things: Melki Chi and Den. Okay, Melki Chi and Den. Mel means a mattress, your bed. Mel means bed. Melki-chi means the bed frame.
Oh.
Okay, the bed frame. And ten means the chairs in your house. Okay, so here it means chairs. Okay, those two should not be ringtan chewa.
Too high.
No, we had ringtan. Rin is related to Rinpoche, right?
Oh, rim.
Precious.
No, value.
Right, value.
Ringtan means value.
Oh,
Okay, chewa.
I've had that.
They shouldn't be very expensive. Like in a very expensive bed, or very expensive bed, or very expensive chairs in your house. Chewa. So there's two things they shouldn't be. Number one, they shouldn't be expensive, and secondly, they shouldn't be longer than a true. This is a true,
No?
from here to here.
Cubit?
Okay, what do you call it?
Cubit? Oh.
Is it? Yeah, a cubit. In English, there's an old word, like from 1,000 years ago, cubit.
Should be.
It means the distance from here to here, which happens to be 16 sor. Something like that. And then 4 cubits is the height of a human body, if you're well proportioned. Okay. That. I'm just quoting the scripture. So anyway, and it's funny when Rinpoche used to give us this vow. I went to work. I'd be measuring the chair. I'd be lower those executive. I go, today I have to lower the chair. So it's a kind of mindfulness, okay. But it means in those days only kings, only rich people sat on expensive beds or high chairs. Yeah. Okay.
Babies?
Kang lei. Kang here means one. Okay, so be careful. Okay, what's cha kang chi?
One and only?
One.
Cha
Part?
Chakang
One
chi.
part? No.
cha kang chi.
One tea, please.
It means a cup of tea. So in Tibetan, you don't say a cup of tea. You say a full of tea.
Oh.
Can I offer you a cup of tea? It's cha kang chi puda. Kang. So when you say cup of tea, cha kayu, which is the word for ceramic, people are like,
Sorry.
what? It's as if if in America you say, would you like a full of tea? Which is what you have to say in Tibetan. Okay, so cha kanchi puda. May I offer you a cup of tea? And then, foreigners who come to the monastery, they're trying to get the word for cup. And they say, can I cha kayu pu? And they're like, what? Okay, so they say a whole. So a whole means a cup of. Here it means a whole true. Okay, a true. The kang means one cubit. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Le hlak means, hlak from hlak
Leftover?
sam namdak.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it means beyond. Okay,
Oh.
beyond. Okay, like hlak tong, vipassana, vipassana. Okay, to Kangle Lakbe means more than a single cubit. Okay, Toa means higher. Okay, Toa higher than that. That's the first Yenlak. That's the first secondary vow. Okay, so that's vow number 5. 4 root ones, 4 secondary. Okay, so the first one is, don't use a bed or a chair which is too fancy. Okay.
Or high.
Yeah. Well, I mean expensive and high. I add them together and equals fancy.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right. Now most car seats are higher than that, but okay. You have to get what's those low slung cars?
A Miata.
Yeah. So
Yeah, maybe. What's the other one?
Miata.
Yeah, whatever that is. Okay.
Mazda Miata.
nice car.
It's an Italian car.
Now he's going to talk about Chang.
That was a Mazda.
Chang.
Beer.
Yeah, liquor.
Alcohol.
So Chang is an all inclusive word for liquor. And there's 2 kinds of Chang. Say Dui Chang. Dui Chang, and Chipe Chang. Dui Chang, Dui Chang, Chipe Chang. So when I teach it, when I give people vowels, like lifetime layman's vowels, Dui Chang means made from grains. Dru means a grain. Ying Dru means a letter of the alphabet. Letter grain.
Doesn't mean
Kernel.
one little part? Yeah.
Kernel, right? So it can, when you want to say a letter of the alphabet, you say Ying Dru, Yik Dru. But Dru by itself means a grain, okay? Then Chipe Chang means artificially, like chemical, like drugs. They're not distilled from plants, okay? So it's interesting, in modern times people will ask you, if I can't drink, can I take meth? Yeah, and then you say no. That's the second kind of Chang. That's the second kind of intoxicant. You could say intoxicant for Chang, so that way it would also cover cocaine or things like that. Okay. All right. Now he has a slightly different definition, which I don't agree with, but I'm going to read it to you. Day means rice. So in Tibetan, the fruit, the result of crop is rice. Rice is most important. Okay. And in Tibet, it was very expensive because they didn't have any low land. Rice and nay.
Barley.
Is it barley? Yeah. Okay. So be careful because 99 nays mean from, but it's also the noun that means barley. Tsampa. Okay. What you make tsampa from. Deda ne la sope, etc. Duirik means cereal grains. Things of that type.
Oh, I see.
Cereal type of things. We call cereal is a morning food, but cereal is also a general name for things that grow in grains like corn or rice or wheat or barley. Okay. Le chue means which came from. Intoxicants which come from cereal grains such as rice or barley. That's the first kind. Then he says gundrum. Gundrum means grapes. Okay.
We're hoping that would come up.
Gundrum.
Seems like quite an oversight.
Gundrum. Grapes, etc. Fruits. What comes from that is called chipe chang. Chipa means concocted. What do you call that in chemical things?
Compounded?
Yeah, compounded or something like that. But I always took it, Rinpoche always explained it to me as meaning chemical drugs as opposed to natural intoxicants. So he would have put grapes in with the first category.
Right.
So these are intoxicants that are made from fermentation of natural fruits and grains, or which are made from chemicals, okay, like LSD or something like that. Right? Okay, but he has a slightly different definition. First one is grains, second one is fruits, etc. Now you should know this word nyugyur. Okay, anyone want to explain it to me? In modern colloquial, nyu is nyomba. Nyomba.
Oh, crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, a nyugyur is a synonym for intoxicant, and it's crazy maker. Don't drink crazy maker. It's a noun, crazy maker. It means intoxicant. But the Tibetan word is makes you crazy. The word for alcohol is nyugyur.
Then shall we use crazy maker or
It's up to you. I would probably use intoxicant. I would put a footnote though that, the word, you may be interested that the word means crazy maker. And I would make a footnote. Okay, nyugyur. By the way, there's a nyomba is the colloquial. Nyomba means crazy. Ko nyomba, he's crazy. Don't talk to him. Ko nyomba re. Then there's a nice word, nyun dingwa.
Nyun
Nyun dingwa.
dingwa.
Nyun dingwa. No, it just means that's a word you use in debate when the opponent has gone beyond logic.
Can't talk to a crazy
And you say, nyun dingwa dun supame, you know, how can I debate with you? You're not following any rules of logic. You're just off the chart. You are crazy. You're like weird. You're out of it. You know, nyun dingwa dun supame. It's the same root, M-Y-O. You're just nuts. Okay, not mixed nuts, but you're nuts. So, you know, how can I debate with you? You know, you don't follow the rules of logic. So, you know, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go to have a butter tea at the cafe. Okay, so Nyungyo is described here as the root of all Pagme. The Pagme is a difficult word. No, it means careless. Careless, you know. You lose your sense of what is right and wrong when you drink. You know, it does something to your bakme.
What noun is it modifying?
It's a noun in itself. So intoxicants are the root of all carelessness. But it's careless is not quite right. You're not careful. You lose your sense of right and wrong. That's what it means. You lose your judgment's good. Yeah.
discrimination.
Yeah. They're all covered by Bagme. If you want to know the literal explanation of Bagme,
Yeah.
the word Pakma means a newborn, a newlywed
wife.
a newlywed woman. A woman who just went to her husband's family to live for the rest of her life. And she's in the first few days, she's supposed to be, you know, people say, will you wash the dishes? Yeah. That's called Bakma. So the traditional explanation in the sutras is you should act as polite as a woman who has just moved in with her husband's family for the first day. I mean, first day, right? She's like, yeah. Careful. Everything she does, she's careful. Okay, so Pagme means aware. You know, keep a high state of awareness. I'm a Buddhist. I should be acting properly. That's called Pagme. Bakyapa. Bakyapa. Yeah, it's called Bakyapa. Okay. Okay. Modest is not bad. Yenlat Nipa, that's the secondary vow. And this Tungwa means to drink alcohol. Okay, that's the second one.
We would say you lose your inhibitions.
It should have been not drinking, right? But anyway. Okay. Yeah, lose your inhibition is pretty good. Inhibition means people have a natural feeling that they shouldn't hurt people. But if you lose that, it holds you back. Inhibition. Yeah.
Or immodest.
I like it, but it has this other.
It doesn't have behavior.
Okay, now the third secondary vowel includes a bunch of things. Okay, so it's a list. There's going to be a list. The third vowel is a list of things.
Is that dancing?
Kar means dancing. Okay, kar. It's not gyagar like India. Okay, and kar can also mean where. So.
To where?
Kar. No, where is it?
Oh,
Yeah, like kapar. Kaba. But you can say kar in scripture. In literary language, you can say kar means where. So it's difficult. So here it means dance. And he defines it. Moving your body and limbs.
At all?
Okay, moving your body and limbs. Well, he means, you know.
Getting down.
Yeah.
That's what you can getting down.
What's mikyapa?
Unshakable, unmoving.
It's a tantric deity with this
Kshobhya.
kshobhya. So kshobhya means you're warm enough. Okay.
That's my nickname.
Okay,
Ah,
dance meaning kyupa, so it's the opposite. It's kshobya. Akshobya is the name of a Buddha in the 5 Buddha families. One of the 5 Buddha families doesn't move.
Oh, they don't.
Okay,
Do like
yeah. Then the root text says etc. right here. Okay, dancing and so on. Dancing and so on. So he's going to tell you what the and so on means. Sok J Dupa means what is included by the word etc. What is included, dupa, by the word etc. What's in there? Okay, what's in the word sok? Then lu misspelled here. It's glue. With a K it means
Snake.
naga. Naga. With a G it means song, a song. Okay. Lu. High tone. Lu. Okay. This blue means to deceive somebody. Okay, that's a misspelling.
Shouldn't do that either.
Okay. Yeah. So songs and rumo.
Activities.
This means instrumental music. Here.
instrumental.
So music either singing or playing. You're rumo. As opposed to lu. You see, he's opposing it to lu. Lu means you're singing. Rumo means you're playing music on an instrument, but nowadays it would include your iPhone. Okay, okay. And you have to have a footnote or something. Yeah, yeah. So it means making music.
So
Is the word Romo generally?
No, rumo generally means music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's another, if you want to go into role, role by itself can mean to play.
Yeah,
That's what I
play.
thought, yeah.
And rolso is the sea of sport.
Sea of sport.
Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
So rumo Jawa means to make music. And then to wear tenwa means, here it doesn't mean rosary. Usually tenwa means rosary, but here it means those garlands or necklaces, bracelets.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. By the way, there's a commentary I saw yesterday that said this doesn't include something you wear all the time for other reasons, like a marriage ring.
Oh.
It's not jewelry in this case.
What about
Some-
mala?
that's not what it means here. It means as an ornament, as ornamentation. Some people wear mala as ornamentation, but that's another thing. So gen means some kind of ornament. Okay. So tewa means beads or beads worn on as a necklace, as a bracelet. It just means jewelry. Okay, jewelry of precious stones, Rinpoche. Can mean precious metal or precious stone, precious stuff, okay, etc. You're not supposed to put them on like something you always wear is okay, you know, if it has meaning like a marriage ring or something like that. Because it means dressing up. You see what I mean? Something you wear every day anyway, that's not, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's
but
okay.
what some people dress up every day?
Yeah, then that is dressing up, yeah. And then he says that sok word, the word etc., also includes, okay, here he's saying it again, what is included by the word etc. But means incense.
Oh yeah.
Pookie.
So shi puki jishi,
No,
which has a nice fragrance. Shimbo means smells good. Chi means fragrance. Okay, chi shimbo means well, here it means smell. And it's talking about in a water, in liquid, because it's lula chuk means to smear it on your body. Chuk means to smear it, apply it to your body. Chuk means to smear. You know, like you take a.
We do have some perfumes that are powdered.
Yeah, it could be a powder that amber makes a nice. You can smear amber without water.
Yeah.
Amber powder, it makes a nice perfume if you smear it. So that's a powder. It's not a liquid. Okay, anything you smear on your body to make a nice smell, like coffee. And Kado Zepa means what do you call that red stuff?
Rouge.
Rouge. Kado means color, Zepa means beautiful. So anything you use to change the color of your complexion. Okay. Kado Zepa means pretty colors. It means coloration on the body.
Eyeshadow, lipstick.
Or tanning.
Orange
Spray
tanning.
tan.
Yeah.
It means
Yeah,
spray tan.
any color that you use to change your color of your. Okay. So Lu Gyoro means to change the color of your body. This Gyoro means to change. That anything you rub on your body to change your color. Okay. Etc. That's the third secondary vowel. Yen Laksumba. Okay. That's the third secondary vowel. And this should have been run through a spell checker that didn't allow two consonants in a syllable. Okay, so that's a sign that whoever typed this in wasn't running it through a spell checker. And the supervisor should get pissed off.
Do we have like a, okay, I didn't know.
No, this is probably many years old, I don't know. But we always say that, but we never know for sure. Could have been done yesterday. Okay. Fourth, now we're on the fourth secondary vowel, Yen Lakshipa. Is to eat, sawa.
After 12.
Eat sawa. Food, kase. Eat food. Ningun yowa. Yowa means time has passed. Of ningun. Ningun means noon.
Afternoon.
Noon. 12 o'clock noon. 12 noon. Ningun. Yowa means after 12 o'clock noon has passed. Tune. Chido means afternoon. Afternoon.
Again.
Okay. No, it just means later in the day. Chido means later in the day. Okay. So later in the day meaning after noon has passed. During that, Sangi kya reng ma shar ki par, until such time as the sun rises tomorrow, as day break. Okay, kya reng. Kya reng means day break, as opposed to sun rising. So daybreak happens 20 minutes before the sun rises or something. The sky lights up. That's called kya reng. Kya means bright color, right? Reng. Kya reng. Shar means rise, appears in the sky. And as I said, the traditional thing is when you can see the lines in your hand, not from the electric light, but from the outside light, then you can start eating. You don't have to wait for the sun to break the horizon. Okay.
So this vow is not 24 hours then?
Yeah, you're right. You take it normally in the morning. Yeah. So it's not really 24 hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's about 20 hours or something. Keep par. During that period, if you eat anything, you broke this vow. Now, it has to be solid food. This is legal. Okay? Anything you can pour is legal. Pour a bowl is legal. So I always tell this story. I went to Sri Lanka and I was in with some government officials in some meetings, and this old guy came out of the kitchen. He says, "You're a monk, right?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Come here." You know, and he says, "You eat afternoon." I didn't eat afternoon for 15 years or something. And then he said, "You don't eat afternoon, right?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I know just the thing for you." And he had all this food, all this like fruits and things. And he said, and then he got a blender and he blended them up. And then he tried to pour it, it wouldn't pour. And he said, "Well, add a little water, And then finally it would go like funk. And then he said, "Legal, So that's legal. Okay.
Where's that in this paragraph?
By tradition, if it can pour, it's okay. Okay, anyway. Shenyang Tsawashi Pong Wa. This is terrible typing here. Ni Chutungi. Now there's a tradition to take the 8 and divide them by theme. There's a tradition to take the 8 and divide them into 3 themes. Okay, so you can divide. The root 4. Okay, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying. Okay, the root 4, or any sexual. Sexual activity, right? Not sexual misconduct. In the one-day vow, it's any sexual activity. Shenyan Sawashi, Bowani, they're included into the theme of ethical behavior. Okay, their feeling, their theme is ethical behavior. Okay, Sutum. Giving up alcohol, okay, giving up intoxicants, is included into the theme of Pakya.
Being modest.
Now here modest doesn't fit. It means super mindful. You see, if you drink, then you'll forget you have a vow. You see what I mean? It's mindful. You know the old joke.
Yeah.
Oh, the monk?
Yeah.
The
Do I have to
monk,
tell
the
it?
goat and the woman?
Everybody.
I think there's a goat in this.
There's a goat.
There's an animal.
No.
There's
Is
one-
there?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have heard a different version than I
He has to
heard.
kill the animal.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he drank, killed the
Yeah,
animal,
okay.
and had sex with his lady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's not gonna be as good now. We're ruined.
A lady did a nice thing for a monk, and then the monk said, "What can I do for you?" And she said, "I need something." And he said, "What?" And she said, "Well, I have a bottle of wine here, so I'll give you a choice. You can thank me by having sex with me, or you can drink this alcohol. You choose." Then the first monk's vow is no sexual activity. So he said, "Well, it's better I drink the alcohol." So he drank the alcohol, and then he had sex anyway, because he lost his bakya. I'm not telling a joke. I'm teaching. Bakya. So bakya means, I don't know, his sense of care or carefulness. Or, I don't know. You find maybe caution. Oh, it means awareness. Like today I have a one-day vow, and you will lose it sometimes in a one-day vow. You know, you're keeping the one-day vow, keep, and then somebody sticks a chocolate chip cookie, and you're like, yeah, and then you go, oh, then your bagyo comes back, and you're like, oh, wait, I'm on a vow today. You know, it's that feeling that I'm on a vow today. Okay, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm on a vow today.
That's a lot of words.
It's an awareness. It's not, self-restraint is the result, you see.
Awareness.
It's the awareness that I'm on a vow today. I don't know what you want to call it. Okay. Bakiki Yenak. So the first of the secondary vows has a theme of not losing your sense of propriety. That's pretty close. Okay. And the other 3, who can tell me what they are? Karsatas.
Singing, etc. I mean, dancing, guard, soul.
Dancing and singing.
Yeah.
Jewelry.
Jewelry and...
Eating after 12.
Oh, and eating, yeah. Okay. Wearing extra stuff and eating after 12. Those 3 are called tulshuk. Who can tell me the Sanskrit? You know it.
Vinaya?
I'll give you a clue. Spanish restaurant.
Cucina.
That's Italian.
Okay.
Toshuk, where is it, Kishla?
What do you eat in a restaurant in Spain?
Tapas.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tapas.
tapas. Okay. There's a Spanish food is called tapas. There's a dish called tapas. But in Sanskrit, tapas means a difficult spiritual practice. A difficult spiritual practice. Like you agree not to talk for 3 years or something like that. That's tapas.
That's weird.
Okay. Or you agree not to eat for a whole day. That's called tapas. What's the English cognate?
Tepid.
Yeah, tepid. So most Sanskrit words, the A changes to E in English. Tepid in English means water, which is is room temperature. It's called tepid. It means pretty much warm. So the root that tulshuk comes from in Sanskrit, tapas, means to endure some heat. You know, you're under a little heat. It means to do something and it's supposed to keep you mindful of all the suffering of living beings, you know. Like, I will suffer today. I won't have dinner. And then in the evening, when you feel hungry, you have to think, well, there's a million people in the world, in this country who are hungry tonight. You know, you're supposed to get this feeling. So the last three, the last three of the four secondary vows are meant to give you this feeling of, how do you say that? Empathy with other people. Because you are, hey, we did it. Oh, I thought it was your computer. So this idea of denying yourself something. You could say for Tulshuk, you know, denying yourself something. In English we say deny yourself something. Like today I won't eat candy or something like that. Okay, got it?
How much dancing is breaking the vow?
I used to go crazy. Because I'd be in the laundromat, I'm going like this, and then I'm like, oh no, I broke my vow. You know, so. And that's because I wasn't Bhakya, you see?
Right.
I wasn't mindful. Maybe you can say mindful for Bhakya, but you lose it. Part of the magic of the one-day vow is to try to stay mindful of your spiritual practice in every moment of a single day. And it's hard. It's really hard. You find yourself slipping a lot. That's Bhakmeba. You find yourself slipping.
Are you allowed to listen to music?
Cannot listen to
You
it.
can't listen or play.
But I mean, if they played it in the laundromat and you're there.
I had a nun friend who would get up and leave.
Really?
Like if they started playing music and
It depends on your motivation. You see, if it's just this kind of prissiness or something, I think it's irritating. But if it's sincere, if it's that I want to respect my vow, that's a beautiful thing. So. Okay, got it? You okay? Now, to demonstrate those three themes, Zerle, Stanley, he quotes the Abhidhamma Kosha. Okay? The Kosha says, the Z says. So in the monastery we just call it Z. Okay, right here, Z, the Kosha. Okay. Tsirtam yenla bayekpe yenla tushi yenla te. There are secondary vows that relate to ethical behavior. There are secondary vows that relates to staying mindful. And there's a secondary vow Z that relate to denying yourself something. Okay? And they are she. The first four are
So true.
morality, theme of morality. Chik,
One.
which is taking intoxicants, is to stay mindful. And then, and in the same way, the last three, are.
Spiritual discipline.
Wait, what was that?
Denying yourself.
I like to say denying yourself something for spiritual reasons. Okay. Sum Rim Shin means.
In succession.
No, it's consecutively.
Okay.
There's three themes and there's three numbers he gave, and he says, Rim Shin means match them like this.
Respectively?
Respectively, yeah. Okay, respectively. This Daishin is just a filler, and just so the three. He just needed 2 beats, in the rhythm, okay, in the meter. She Sumbichiro, who said? So here you see Sumba used for a Tengyur author. Vasubandhu said. It's proof. Lung Rik, Lung, scriptural proof. Okay. Okay, good. Detabi Domba, this kind of vow meaning the one day vow. Okay, this kind of vow. Napa means to take a vow. So you're going to say it low tone because the high tone we just discussed this morning.
Harm.
To harm, to damage. So don't say no. Say no. Okay, how do you take
That's
this
the
vow?
opposite, right?
Nepa means to take a vow. It's a special verb. It doesn't exist anywhere else. This is a Vinaya vocabulary.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
You won't see it anywhere else.
be in your dictionary?
There is an SNOD. No,
Oh, that's container.
That container.
a container, vessel. Yeah. Okay, so kunja means,
All activity.
kunju, it means activity, but it means how do you act out the taking of this vow? How do you perform the taking of this vow? How do you perform
Yeah.
taking this vow? And we're going to talk about chicken posture
Right.
and hand gesture and things like that, okay? So, name Mawa Du. Name means place. Mawa? Mawa is related to men, as in take men.
Oh, lower?
Yeah, lower. So mawa, ma and men have the same meaning, with an n or with a ow. Dug, see, dug here means to sit.
Like
Ndug. But ndug came to be the verb is in modern colloquial Tibetan. Yapo du. It's good. Yapo du. But the ancient meaning of dug is to sit.
It's kind of like Sanskrit, like asana. Is,
Yeah, on your ass.
Is Duke pretty much only colloquial? I've never seen it.
Yeah, but in a book like Namdo Lakchang,
Oh, they say
which is a lama talking, you'll see dug. But anything older than the 1800s is going to be is. Sit, to sit. Okay. So here it means you have to sit lower than the
vow giver.
person giving you the vow. Okay.
Kenpo?
Yeah, so it's traditional that you get down on your knees. And they're up on a teaching throne or something. Okay. Dug Ching, that's the first one. Second one, Gyancha So Pang. Even as you take the vow, you shouldn't be dressed up. Okay? So, you haven't got the vow yet. Can you wear a necklace to the vow taking ceremony and take it off after the ceremony? No. You should enter the ceremony not dressed up. Gyancha So Pang.
If you've taken this vow, can you be on a throne, like a teaching throne that day?
Yeah, you can make an exception.
Okay.
But if you're a really sensitive lama, you might want to sit lower just so your students ask you why you're sitting lower.
Okay.
But once you bow to the throne, you're the Buddha. You can do anything you want up there.
Why do people bow to the throne before teaching?
Oh, it's like bowing to Buddha, the number one teacher. It's like I'm teaching today, but I'm not the teacher. Okay, it's like that. Yeah, it's a recognition that I'm not the teacher. That teacher is Buddha, or my lama. Okay, same thing. Lopunk is just a dubba. Dubba, I like this word. I'm into words. I'm so excited to meet 8 people or 10 people who care about Tibetan words. Zla, S-L, ZL, anything.
Oh.
ZLA, ZLO.
That is moonish.
Or a double.
No, it means to double something.
Kunda.
And the word for moon is ZLA.
Vow.
Because it's the match of the sun.
Right.
It's the doubling of the sun. To repeat a mantra is dupa.
Right.
To double the sound. Keep doubling the sound.
Depa.
Yeah, Dorje Depa, for example. So here it means you're supposed to repeat after the Lama. So dupa means repeat. Jesa means after the Lama. You repeat. The Lama says, I promise, and you say, I promise, and you keep the vow to keep the vow. Okay? Lopen. Lopen means your master, Laoshe. Okay? So, Gyancha So Pangte, don't dress up, and then repeat the words after the Lama. How many times? Lensum. Lensum means 3 times. Okay? You're supposed to repeat it 3 times. And then that's how you take the vow. No, that's how you take the vow. Okay? Okay. No means commit yourself to or something like that. Okay?
What's the
To-
second two?
So the first dua means repeat after your lama, and the second dua means repeat it 3 times.
Okay.
You see? say what your Lama says is the first do.
Okay.
The second do is do it 3 times.
Okay. What he
It's a
said
good
3
question.
times.
It's a good question.
Hypertext.
So therefore, he doesn't have the dupe kyun.
Therefore, he doesn't have a debate
Kyun.
Kyun.
Kyun min du.
Problem.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
It's a joke.
Okay.
The classic, there's a list of classic faults of composition. One is to repeat yourself
Oh.
unnecessarily. So I just made a joke with
That's a
him.
joke. So
He didn't dupe it. He doesn't have the dupe kyun with the 2 dupas here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice picture.
so someone can appreciate it. All right. Zule, he's pulling out scripture. He's pulling out his scripture gun. Here's Lung and here's Rick. Right? He's like, Lung. Okay, I'll prove it to you because Abhidharma says, Mawa Duk, you should sit lower. Me Depa, you should repeat what they say, what they have said, literally. Okay? Me Gen, don't dress up. And this is mistyped. And it's an interesting mistyping because it's the same meaning. Anyway, Namni Nang Pardu means until such time as day breaks again. This par means until such time as, up to the time of daybreak. Nyenne Yenlat Sambarni, you should take all of the components of the one-day vow complete, all 8. Okay, you should take them in their entirety, and complete. Sangba means complete. Nang par means until the next day. No, I'm sorry. Take it back. Forget that. This means during the daytime, meaning you take it in the morning. It means take it in the morning. This nang par, nang war means take it during the day. Take it during the day, meaning during the morning. Take it in the morning. Okay.
Nangwa and Langwa both mean day.
Yeah, basically, and they are both related to nang, meaning to appear, meaning the appearance of light. Okay, so the first nang here means until daybreak the next day. The second nang means you take it during the day, meaning in the morning. Okay. Shenlei means you take it from somebody else. Nepa means you take it. Cha means you should take it. You should take it from somebody else during the day. You should take all the parts together, the one-day vow. You should do it till the next morning. As you take it, you should sit lower, and you should repeat what the Lama says, and you shouldn't wear any fancy clothes. That's that verse. Okay. And we finished the one-day vow. And we have reached Genyan Domba. Okay. Lifetime layman spouse. Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. So you have enough now to teach it in Thailand, and then we can give it.
I have a question.
Mm.
If you give it, and then they are going to take it during the teaching, during the
Yeah,
retreat
during
time?
the week, yeah.
But it's in a 5-star hotel. I don't know.
Brutal.
Everybody will have to sleep on the floor.
Food, alcohol everywhere, music constantly. People giving you garlands before class. No.
Well, if we all get drunk, we won't remember that.
School say you wouldn't
So
remember
so you want me to teach this, and then you want
Yeah.
to give about.
Yeah, I think it's sexy. You teach the vows from the scripture. You put it up in the scripture. You impress everybody, and then that's what I like to do. And then you, and then you say we're going to take it. Yeah. So it's not just you. There'll be other people. Stanley will be teaching some Abhidharma. Sugan will be teaching something from the dependents. So it's not just you. Don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. Nipa, second. Lifetime layman vow, Genyan, Kidombala Ni. There's 2 parts here, which are the same. What is the basic nature of this vow? And what are its divisions? Okay. By the way, the divisions of this vow are slightly different because this vow, in ancient times, not from Geshe Michael, you can take parts of it.
Right.
So when they say yewa or divisions, it can also, with the lifetime layman's vows, there's a difference in the number of commitments. You can take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, in the ancient times, I
Yeah,
don't.
know.
My Lama said no, I won't give you less than 5. Okay, but anyway, traditionally there is such a thing. You can commit just to not kill, for example. Okay.
Did Jason Kappa stop that tradition? When did?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Lama Sopa still does.
No, I mean.
Yeah, some lamas still give
Yeah.
pieces. I mean, if someone's really bad and you just can get them to promise one thing, it's better than nothing, right? Okay, Damboni. Suka mara lobayam nyu tuanga pongwa ginian kini dombo. Okay, that's we're gonna bold that. Let's just go to the description and you'll get all the words. She Sungde. Yenlak Dambo, what's the first component? So this doesn't mean secondary anymore. So Yenlak by itself means component. Yenlak as opposed to Tsawa means secondary. Okay, good. Yenlak Dambo Kausashan Supate, to kill another person. Okay, to kill another person. Now in Buddhism, technically,
Human
Human or
fetus.
an animal is a person. An animal is a concept.
But an Aryan or a Buddha isn't.
No, they're not sentient.
I didn't say sentient, I said concept. A Buddha is a concept. They're not a sentient. Okay.
That's a sentient.
Yeah, okay, anyway, to kill another person, which is the first one called no killing. Okay, not taking life. Taking life is English for killing, and it's closer to the Tibetan, which is cut life.
Cutting life.
Yeah, cutting life. Okay. Does it have to be a human?
No, human or human
Doesn't say
fetus?
so.
Just
It doesn't say so.
Uh-oh.
Usually they say animal too.
It doesn't say. We could go look it up tomorrow, next time.
We
Okay.
have
We'll go see if somebody clarified it. But all it says here is kill a person, but person in Sanskrit and Tibetan can be an animal. Okay. Supade, killing. Secondly, Shengizekuate, steal something that belongs to somebody else, which is to take what is not given, stealing. Number 3, to lie, Zimmawa, to tell a lie. Zimmawa. I split them just because it was getting too long. Number 4, now it gets into adultery. Okay. And we say sexual misconduct, and I usually explain it as adultery when I'm teaching people, but it's a little bit more than that. Okay, and you're gonna see now why it's a little bit more than that. Number 1, Kasa Shengi Chungma. Chungma means little lady, but it means wife, and it's derogatory. I'm afraid it's wife,
Wifey.
little lady.
wifey.
And it's a little bit insulting, like the word for woman in Tibetan is kemen, which means lower birth.
Whoa.
The word for woman, there's 2 words for woman in Tibetan. One is kemen, which means lower birth, and one is pume, which means no organ, no worm. Okay. So these are derogatory. They are ancient. They should be fixed. Okay, they should be fixed.
Special
No worm.
we have to do the picture.
Okay.
They'll be waiting for us.
That's okay. So, sex with someone else's wife. Sangchu la nepa means sex with someone who is keeping celibacy, like a nun. Someone who has made a commitment to celibacy. To have sex with them is breaking the lifetime vow. Okay. Druma means someone who's pregnant, a woman who is pregnant.
Whoa.
Okay, Druma. Neki Nyamba means a person who has a sexually transmitted disease, who has a disease which can be transmitted, like HIV or something like that.
Oh, like this.
Nyinmo is interesting. It means day, but it means in daylight where people could see you. You see, like outside in the daylight where somebody can see you. 1 more minute. Okay. And Koinchoki Ten means in the presence of an altar where you have holy images and stuff like that. And Lopaniki Dungdu means in the immediate presence of your Lama, of your teacher. In the presence of your teacher. Like your teacher's staying in the next room, you shouldn't have sex in this room, okay? Dipa Chupa means sexual activity. Okay? Desire activity means sexual activity. Is sexual misconduct. Any kind of sexual activity of those kinds is what you're not supposed to do in the lifetime vow.
Sashi.
Kugi Joshime Totam Rira Mishi Ninde Kambali Sange Shindu Nite Uwargi Jokun Nanda Shingla Chuparsho Inam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamyatayami
Kewa.
Ni Kewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Tsotso Shin Sanam Yeshe Lechungwe Tampa Kuni Topar Sho Sho